One of the country's most elite military groups are feeling the pressure of the vaccine mandate. Mark Martin spoke with First Liberty's Mike Berry. His group is representing Navy SEALs who are seeking a religious exemption from the vaccine.
Mike, we know you are already representing cases against the mandate, including representing Navy SEALs. Tell us about that.
Well, First Liberty Institute represents 40 U.S. Navy SEALs who are supposed to be fighting for our freedom and fighting to defend the country. But right now they're fighting for their jobs and for their livelihoods because the Navy is forcing them to choose between their faith and serving the country. And that's something that should never happen in America. But yet here we are.
Mike, do you think enforcement of the guidelines will halt while legal challenges are considered? And do you expect states to work together with potential challenges?
Well, I'm not sure what the Department of Defense plans to do. If they, I think common sense and wisdom would dictate that they should put a halt to enforcing the mandate while a lot of the litigation is sorted out. First Liberty intends to file a lawsuit here in either today or tomorrow on behalf of our clients. And there are other lawsuits that are already underway or about to be underway around the country. And if I were the Department of Defense, I would probably want to pause things just to be able to take stock of what's happening and determine where the courts are going to be on this. And as far as whether or not other states or other governmental entities might want to get involved, I think that's also a possibility. I think we're already starting to see, I know the governor of Arizona has filed a lawsuit against the administration on the vaccine mandate. I recently saw that the governor of Oklahoma asked for the vaccine mandate to be lifted as it's applied to National Guard members from his state. So I think we're starting to see a lot of concern nationwide about what's happening to our military and what could potentially happen to affect our national security and our military readiness.
Are there any options for employees besides religious exemptions?
Well, in the military context, that the Department of Defense has said no. You would think that there would be other options. You would think that the Department of Defense would look at something like natural immunity. There are tens of thousands, perhaps hundreds of thousands of service members have already recovered from COVID and have the demonstrated presence of antibodies such that they have natural immunity. And you would think that under normal medical science, natural immunity is something that we usually accept as a form of immunization. But the Department of Defense has, for whatever reason, just said that doesn't apply here. The normal rules of medical science don't apply to the COVID vaccine the way that they do to other vaccines or other medical issues. So I'm not quite sure why the Department of Defense is intent on ignoring medical science, but that's what they're doing. And, perhaps it's because this is really not about medical science. This is really about an agenda.
Mike, how should folks go about exercising their options against the mandate?
Well, what we encourage people to do at First Liberty Institute is to use the law. We have good laws on our books. We have good federal law through the Religious Freedom Restoration Act. The Department of Defense has regulations that allow for and provide for religious exemptions from vaccines. We've had exemptions from vaccines for years, decades even. And it's just that the Department of Defense doesn't appear to be honoring those exemptions, doesn't appear to be following the law right now. But I continue to tell service members, stay firm, stay strong in your faith, continue to exercise your rights, and hopefully our lawsuit will will be successful. We will prevail, and we'll be able to put a stop to the Department of Defense's, complete disregard for the law. And look, I want to be clear. We take no issue with whether or not the Department of Defense wants to issue a vaccine mandate. The Department of Defense can issue policies and directives and orders because that's what they do. But when they issue a directive or an order, they're not above the law. They have to follow the law in the administration of those directives and orders. And that's all we're asking for. We're asking the courts to hold the Department of Defense accountable to the law and to ensure that they follow the law and honor religious freedom, which is what our Constitution and our federal law requires.
All right, Mike Berry with First Liberty, thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you for having me.